You're welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily on City TV, and time now for our conversation. So this conversation started last week, and we are privileged to have a man who can give us all the answers we are looking for right here with us. I'm super excited that he is here because he is very neck deep in creative arts and all its excesses, everything in between. Our guest this morning is the Honorable Deputy Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Mark Okraku-Mantey. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Please, should I call you Honorable Mark or which one?
Any of them would qualify.
No, for now, here we are by the roadside, so I'll call you Honorable. Welcome to Breakfast Daily once again. And,
Thank you.
We've been having conversations about the Arts Center, the relocation of the center to make way for the Marine Drive project. Now, how far with the Marine Drive project anyway?
Marine Drive is still in the prep stage.
Okay.
At the moment, Dr. Mohamed Awal, the Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, is in charge. He's not in Ghana, and so we'll wait when he comes. Some of these things are not meant for the deputies to talk about.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yes, we'll wait for him. I'll arrange a meeting between you and him, then you can come and ask for more.
Well, I would love that. I would love that. Yeah. But
let me just ask him quickly. You have been an industry person, doing the practical nuts and bolts of the industry and everything else. How does it feel like shifting from there into policy?
Okay, I've always been around some degree of policy in the arts.
Okay.
Right from the copyright system, from COSGA to GAMRO, Copy Ghana, ASOG. Some of us, we've been crusaders or advocates in the arts for a very long time.
Yeah.
And so, some way, somehow, I've had some relationships with policy makers. I remember at my vetting, Honorable Haruna Idrisu asked the question, and I told him I was part of the team that came to him years ago when he was a communications minister.
Okay.
And he couldn't continue with the question because he knew I've had some conversations with him and he didn't want the rest to even come out because there were things we spoke about at the time. And so in my last 4 years, when President Akufo-Addo became president, he made me the interim president of the Creative Arts Council.
Okay.
Again, it was a policy wing of the ministry.
Okay.
We were supposed to liaise with the ministry and give them or equip them with the necessary information to take some decisions. And so in my 4 years, again, I did some training with the ministry some way, somehow. Okay. I learned about public service, how they treat their monies and the do's and don'ts and all of that. So when this came up, I gotten some degree of knowledge and experience. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's not like I went to Agric or education, like my big brother Napo keeps changing from maybe education to energy. Yeah. I wonder how he manages to
the learning curve.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I am lucky. I've started my politics from my roots, and so I will not pretend that it doesn't get difficult sometimes.
Right, so let's now go to the Arts Center. The relocation, what has necessitated? Is it purely to make way for the Marine Drive project, or the whole state of the Arts Center needs a complete overhaul, and you think that it has to move from where it is to another place to make it effective?
Okay. The whole space is going for Marine Drive.
Yeah.
And so it is only prudent that we relocate them. The original Arts Center had manufacturers with retailers at the same place. Can you imagine if you should go to Accra Mall and see that the manufacturers of your shoes are there manufacturing? It comes with some debts and debris and all of that. And so this time we decided that let's separate the manufacturers from the retailers. In the smart cities, how you present your shops would even play a role in how people purchase. Because your environment is part of service marketing or selling. And so those of us who be very honest with ourselves, who have been there at the Arts Center before, will tell you that the environment wasn't befitting some way, somehow. And so this time we decided that, okay, let's give the retailers a place so that the manufacturers can go to a different place. So you manufacture at your hub, and then you bring them to the retailers to distribute or retail for you.
Yeah.
And so we had to relocate them to the Kaukudi place because we needed the space for. And sometimes in building, the experts, the engineers and the architects will tell you that preparation can take a long time.
Yeah.
And so that is why we've moved them to Kaukudi. The building is 90% done. It's about, we're looking at 700 stores. At the moment, it's a little above 400 ready.
Okay.
And everything going well. First month of Q1 2022, we should occupy the space.
Right. So then what happens to, apart from the retailers at Art Center and the manufacturers, we also have the spaces for performances like theaters and other stuff. What's going to happen to that?
Okay. The original Marine Drive drawing is not going to eliminate the old Art Center concept.
Okay.
Okay.
So the original, if the Marine Drive should be ready today, you should find a whole auditorium in it,
Okay.
which is going to house about 2,500 people. In my last meeting with the architects, which is Sir Ajayi,
Ajay, yeah.
yes, he made a presentation to us in the last 4 years of President Akufo-Addo's government. And I remember telling him that, is it possible, if it was possible, he could add some more floors so that we could, instead of 2,500, it could go to 4,000. Because we already have Conference Center giving us about 2,000.
Yes.
National Theatre giving us a little below 2,000. So why don't you give us one that would be above
bigger.
3,000?
A bit more, yeah.
So I remember he said, okay, he's already done with the floors, so he's going to go with the skies. And the drawing space is only in Ghana that most of the time people are interested in how they can stretch the building to occupy the whole land. But in the West and the developed countries, they measure the skies in addition.
Yeah,
So he thought of going up more.
Yeah.
And so some good works have gone in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Honorable, I think a lot of people's concern is more about grassroots arts culture, where you're looking at, groups from, say, Kolegono, Choco, Dansoman, and so on, looking for spaces where they can come and do rehearsals and so on and so forth. And the fear is that once the Marine Drive comes in place, you have this posh, area that they feel it might exclude them. So even though you're including the concept of what exists now, they feel as if what exists now sort of suits them and they are used to the space. They are worried that once this posh area comes, it's almost like saying we are giving you a moving pick kind of environment vis-a-vis a local motel, and saying that come and patronize the moving pick. And I'm thinking, when I see this building, how much is it going to cost me to go and do my thing there? And this is some of the fears that are there. So, I mean, what are you doing to allay their fears?
Okay. That's what we are saying, that the manufacturing space, my father used to run a furniture factory, so I know a little about how the manufacturing thing is. It's always not presentable enough to a buyer.
Okay.
And so this culture of we must still keep an environment that is not clean.
Yeah.
That's not clean. That is not tidy enough to. I think that culture.
We need to move away.
We need to move away.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, in those of us who have the marketing orientation in selling a product, if it's a service, your environment would play a role.
Yeah.
And how you attract people. That is why people get to hospitals, and by the mere fact that they've even seen the building, they begin to get healed.
Yeah.
Some of the places too, the site alone can give you more sicknesses.
You die early.
You die early.
You have described my problems.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we, how our Vice President, Dr. Baumia, is going with the digitization, it's obvious that he wants to move this country, or this capital in particular, into a smart space.
Yeah.
And we are competing with the world. We are pushing tourism. the people who come in, we shouldn't still give them the impression that we still live on trees.
Yeah.
We must also move with time. Some of the things, because of heritage, we can't touch. That is why we said that we are going to still leave the culture, the art center in there as part of the Marine Drive. So some part of it will, for the sake of tourism, will still look like it used to be. But generally, the perception about the fact that we should keep our things the same, we should not evolve as a people, because that's how we want to live. I think that as a people, media, you should help us change this perception.
Okay, there's a gentleman called...
Before we go on to that, in your earlier submission, I want to just understand properly that the whole of the art center is going to be demolished, but the Marine Drive will make room for theaters and stuff like that. Is that correct?
Sure.
Or that theater bit is going to be incorporated into the Marine Drive?
The theater is part of the drawing or the whole architecture.
The theater as we have it now?
Not this one.
Oh, okay, so the whole of this one is going...
This one cannot even take 1,000 people.
Okay, so the whole of the art center is going down?
The whole place, the whole land, everything on the land that is earmarked for this project, everything is going flat.
Okay, okay.
We are trying to build, I don't know if you've been to Berlin before. Berlin now is a new Berlin. It's not the old Berlin.
Yeah.
But they left some of the things that they needed to keep to tell their stories.
Yeah.
Like Checkpoint Charlie.
Okay.
It is still there. If you get there, you see the traffic light is old.
Okay.
And they use it to tell their stories.
Okay.
So we are going to leave some of the things that we need to tell our stories there.
Okay.
Okay.
But predominantly, almost everything is going down.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so there's a gentleman we spoke to last week on this show. He's a big advocate for keeping what we had, you know, what I just mentioned to you about the whole feeling of, you know, if we bring this posh building to the place, we can't use it, we can't afford to use it. Oswald Okaite, let's take a look at what he said last week, and then Honorable can respond to that.
We don't have what constitutes the art center.
Okay.
It is a market.
So the elements.
The element, what make up the art center. That's why I'm saying that what has been moved there is not the art center.
Okay.
It's the art market. Okay.
So then maybe shouldn't we rather be lobbying and advocating for an expansion of the project so that it accommodates even more than what you have at the...
Dave, I don't know if you have gone to see the place.
No, I haven't gone to see the place.
Of course, there's no room.
I've seen
there's no room for opening up. And then when I mentioned that, when we look at the art center there, it has archaeological value, historical value, and then in terms of promoting the arts. Now, there are people who live in Choco, who live in Bukom, who reside in Osu, who do not have money to get vehicle to the rehearsal center. Now, once you demolish that place, you mean all these people need to walk all the way to Kalkudi.
Okay.
You fight arts. And that's why I mentioned that Dr. Ben Abdallah was aware of the art center and knew its function. He could have said the people at Kalkudi should have moved to that side. But he left that and went ahead to build the CYCC because that is supposed to sell at a particular level.
Okay. Oswald, what prevents the powers that be, with you engaging them, from saying, okay, we'll preserve the amphitheater, we'll preserve all of the other elements you spoke about so that theatrical productions, dance, etc. can still take place as part of the redevelopment of the area, and then just move the market? Is that even an option?
No, even if they want to move the office, there's no problem. Because when you look at the museum, National Museum, see the Science Museum is at one place, and then the office and other part is another place. It would be very good for us to have that space, and if you go out, even if they want to develop new theater centers, new ultra-modern whatever, they should go ahead and do that and leave this one. The amphitheater, the gallery should be left. For the market, we don't have problem. They should go ahead and clear it.
They can relocate that. Your main issue is...
All right. So you heard what he says there.
Yes.
Yeah. What are your responses to his comments?
Okay. I think that I was taught in school that the only constant thing in life is change. And as humans as we are, most of us are scared of change because of the fear of unknown.
Unknown, yeah.
And so I cannot share his pain. But I agree with you telling him to engage leadership so that we can find a midpoint. Because yes, it's right prerogative to also say that we want to preserve the amphitheater. but maybe we can share notes.
Yeah.
And then we'll find a midpoint where we say, okay, we preserve the amphitheater. For all you know, he doesn't even know that the Marine Drive drawings
Includes,
even has
something more than that.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. You know, but how long are we going to also keep, apart from what we can keep as heritage, how long can we keep doing the things that we've done over the years for the next generation, the next 2 generations? Because let's face facts, we want to increase profits.
Yes.
For the Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture, Dr. Mohamed Awal, Honorable, the Minister believes in entrepreneurship. And as a capitalist party like MPP, we believe in creating the environment for people to make money.
Yeah.
And so when we think through, we think about the product you're selling and how attractive you can create an environment that can make you sell more. So this concept of we must be here, this is where we were born, we must be here, and not seeing the other side of the coin, whether it is going to improve or increase profits.
Yeah.
It is my worry. And as businessmen or entrepreneurs, I think that we should look at it again.
But you know, I also think that coming from a theater arts background, you know, various theaters also bring out various concepts and a different feel to what you are doing. You've already mentioned that you may not be able to talk so much about the Marine Drive, where it is and all, but if you can just share a little bit of what is we are going to have with the Marine Drive. Would it include an amphitheater? Because I look at here in Ghana, everything is about an auditorium. But I know sometimes in performances, you are kind of limited with just the thrust stage and stuff like that. So what are the bits and pieces?
I do not think that in Ghana we do theaters or auditorium alone. Kumasi, Patakasi, say Jabrim, it's an amphitheater.
It is.
Yes.
I mean, but compared to auditoriums that we have don't have so much of like open air.
When was the last time you saw a performance at the Art Center in the same amphitheater?
Well, I have not even got to see.
Is this sexy enough to even attract people to
no, that I agree with you that if the environment, even going to buy artifacts there is not attractive. That I agree with you. But I'm looking at the bigger, so I'm not looking at the amphitheater at the Art Center. I'm looking at the new project that we are making because you just spoke about a new wall.
So let me tell you the new direction.
Yes.
We have a plan. That is the Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture has plans of facelifting all our art centers in Ghana.
Yeah.
And so the pilot one is going to be Kumasi, the art center in Kumasi. Cultural center. We're going to see the site. It's about 23 point something acres. The agenda is to use it as a pilot to see. We want to create a creative arts village.
Okay.
Where you have offices, you have hotels, you have grounds for weddings, grounds for, you know, in Kumasi, you can't run away from the funerals.
Yeah. No, it's a major tourist attraction.
Correct.
Yes.
My boss and I, we want to promote funeral tourism.
Okay.
And my boss too is Muslim, so I wonder how he got the vision to promote.
But he's a businessman. That direction, you know. There's a difference between the religion and the business aspect of it.
Correct, and that is the kind of lens I want most of our people in the industry to wear. It's not about your emotions. The man has even left his religion and is thinking business for the industry. And so, you know, in Kumasi, the Cultural Center has a theater, which is already in the making, and there's already an amphitheater.
Yeah.
Which I mentioned earlier. Yeah. So we are going to facelift that amphitheater. Won't touch it. Okay. We're just going to modernize it. What we are going to do is to make sure, you know, what we have there doesn't have cover for for where people sit. It only has cover for the stage.
Yeah. Okay.
So now we're going to cover where people are going to sit.
Okay.
And still has the open air feel.
Yeah.
And then we make it, I don't know if it's allowed. They say I keep using this, I like to use this word, sexy.
Sexy means attractive.
It's allowed. It's allowed.
It's allowed.
No, you're a sexy man. It's allowed.
You know? Yeah. So we so that Kwame Eugene, Stoneboy, they'll be proud to want to say, I want to launch my album, like they do to Alliance Française.
Yeah.
A lot of these modern artists do not even know that we have amphitheater, or we had amphitheater at the art center. You can do your research and find out.
No, I agree with you.
Because it's not attracting anybody to go there.
Okay.
And it's because there's one school that says, we want to keep it like this. We are comfortable. Comfort zone. We don't want to change. And the other school is also saying that, where I come from, is saying that, look, let's do it such that we even want to bring you along. That if you are making 100 CDs, let's begin to think of making 200 instead of getting comfortable with your 100 cities. And we must do it together.
Okay.
The young man who just spoke,
Yeah.
we can't do without him. We
Yeah.
need everybody on board. We need their ideas. But I almost used a word that is not too good. This attitude of, this is how we've done it. Maybe I check.
Yeah.
MBA.
MBA. And so we have been here. We know, yes, it's true. Institutional memory is important.
Yeah.
But it should also give room for change.
But you know, my concern with this whole thing is we making sure that we're able to preserve some of these things. Ideally, the art center shouldn't be like it is right now. You know, whose responsibility is it to make sure that we are able to preserve some of these
The old monuments
I mean,
and
you know, to keep
spaces
memories
and all of
alive and
that.
our history
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
Because if we are not careful, we would. In future, some people will come and sit here to also talk about the Marine Drive project,
Yeah.
just as we are talking. If we are not careful, you know, and the art center wasn't like this when it was constructed, who has to make sure that all these are preserved?
Commission on Culture.
Okay.
Yeah.
And which ministry are they under?
Tourism, art and culture.
So it comes back to you.
Yes.
So you agree that
Sure.
you guys haven't done a good job,
We have.
and then
That's
it's the way it
this
is.
morning. I said preserving the art center.
Yeah,
Love it.
making sure that it is attractive, because even in your talk, we all keep saying that it is not attractive.
When we came to power, it was
I was
already-
waiting for that.
It was already the way it was.
In the shape it is.
And we came to meet the Marine Drive concept from the NDC.
Yeah.
And it was going to be cleared anyway. So we were not the ones who kept the art center like that.
All right.
All right. We definitely want to keep the conversation going. We're going to come back. There's a lot more to talk about. Don't go anywhere. We take a short break, and Breakfast Daily will continue. All right, welcome back from that short break. Now, we want to get further into this conversation. Last week also, we had some of the retailers at the Arts Center also share their views. Let's take a look at what they said.
They've told us that we are moving from this place, but the problem is we are still here, and there's a news speculating around that our center has moved, but we are still here. So we plead the government that they should make an advert for people to know that yes, we are moving from this center. We are still here. We've not moved yet. They told us we are going to Kaukudi. That place is not finished yet, so we are still here. People are taking advantage of that information, and our market is not going up because the customers are not coming. Why? The reason is that other types are no more existing. We are still here, so we are pleading with the authority that should make an advert, at least CTV like this or national televisions, so that the customers will know that yes, we are moving, but not yet.
So there's actually some information out there that you guys are no longer here operating from this place. Okay. Have you also seen the new place where you are being relocated to?
Actually, I know the place, but I've not gone to see the project as at now. For instance, like I was saying, if we look around our entrance, they put some fence wall around us. It is not right. We are living in a market, but they fence us. So if somebody is even walking on the street, the person knows that the market does not exist anymore. At least we will go. But if so far as we are here, it should help us do our business here. Like my brother said, we have families, we have other things that we take for. These are our resources. So if they are not helping us, it is affecting us seriously.
Okay, so some of your friends or your colleagues here also mentioned that they are looking forward to seeing certain things put in place at the new place before you get relocated. What do you expect to see done before you also move there?
Like they said, we ought to see a place that we can have comfort. Everybody needs comfort. So we want to see a place that when we go, we can make business. That's all. We need the security and other stuff. So when we go there, we can have our peace of mind and do our business. That's all. We got this is government. We can't challenge government. Government say you should go. What are you going to say? We will go. For the go, we will go. But we want to see the place being nice for us.
Right, so these are some of the concerns from traders at the Arts Center. Now, you can also be part of the conversation by sending your questions and comments to 0550-585832. Our guest is still here with us, the Honorable Deputy Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Mark Okraku-Mantey. Now, you heard some of the concerns raised by the traders. They are still there, so why are you trying to paint a picture to the world that they are no longer there?
Who did?
At the Arts Center, you know,
who did the painting?
Well, so they say authorities are trying to make it look like...
I do not know. The Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture has not done that. I have not done that. I have not heard from anybody, whether it's GT, Kwesi Ajiman, my brother Kosi Agyemang has not done that. And so I do not know where this is coming from.
So their concern is the old place has been kind of fenced, you know, I think because of the project that's going to happen. So it
sends a signal.
A signal that they are no longer there, and also because people know that there's a Kaukudi set up now. So people kind of think they have moved to Kaukudi.
Okay, I agree with him that if we should move them on that D-Day, we should do some PR or press agentry, or whether it is some communication on their movement. I agree. So that people will know that there's some continuity from the old art center to the new place. So, but we are not there yet.
Okay, but when are they going anyway? The new place, no. When are they going?
Everything going well, because we are. I love to underpromise and overdeliver. That's why I said Q1 next year. But the truth is that the project manager says that end of November the place is ready. So I actually said, you can see on your screens. I actually said so because I don't want to overpromise, and then we are not able to meet.
Okay.
So
But
Q1.
can we get a proper place to park?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So can you explain what we are saying to us?
Yeah.
What's this?
I am next to the project manager, so on that day you can see me in my blue, my green. How come I wore green? They should have given me blue.
But why not green? Why do you have a problem with green?
Oh, it's green is also fine.
So why do you have a problem with that? Okay. So these structures are stores?
These are the stores or shops. Yes.
But they look quite tiny, or I'm not seeing it well.
They aren't. Sometimes the pictorials could deceive you.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is going to have just the retailers.
Retailers, and okay, so it has administration block.
Okay.
Oh, a minute.
Sure.
I don't want to make mistakes.
It's necessary.
Yeah, but about me digital. Administration block, security post.
Okay.
Public washrooms.
Okay.
Shops 4, 6, 8 at the moment. 60 units, 3 floors, and then a spacious compound. But in all, we're doing 700.
Okay.
And 468
468
should be ready by end of the year.
Right. So where would the manufacturers go?
Dodowa.
Dodowa?
Yes.
Wow, that's quite far.
You live in town, I guess.
Yes.
Cantonment?
No, not yet.
Those of us who live far from.
No, I live very far away. No, I don't live in Cantonment.
So why are you saying Dodowa is far?
Yeah, no, because I'm looking at moving the whole market from center of Accra to Dodowa, you know. And,
but that's not where you go and purchase. You purchase at Kaukudi.
Anyway, you are right, because that's the manufacturing hub.
Manufacturing, we are thinking of decentralization. We are pushing that other things should go to other regions. So it's good. We are sending business to that side.
So is there a project ongoing there now to accommodate the manufacturers?
I know they've gone for the land.
Okay.
And you know, when it comes to that side, is not as demanding as the retail side. Because they will be able to even put up their own places.
Yeah.
So the land is ready.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So they will be given free land
spaces.
Okay, to build their own structures.
According to the project manager, the manufacturers themselves even went to talk to the chiefs for the land ahead of even the ministry.
Right. So do the people have to buy the land, or the ministry will give the land and then they...
No.
Oh, super. Great. Now, one thing, when we were also watching the traders share their concerns, I saw that another concern, maybe that is not directly your issue, but another concern was the way they display their goods are not even attractive, you know, because there are some necklaces somewhere hiding under certain shelves, you know, clothes over each other and all that. Are you also going to maybe take them through some kind of orientation as to how to make the whole thing attractive? Because we are looking at this whole project as tourism, you know, as people patronizing properly.
Okay, we've signed an MOU with a foundation called Incide.
Okay.
In
Is it Ghanaian?
Spain.
Okay.
We did this with them as a ministry because Spain is very strong when it comes to tourism. The population of Spain is 40 million. Their population for tourists for every year is about 80 million.
Wow.
So they get 80 million people entering Spain, which is times 2 of their population. So it tells you that they know the trade.
Yeah.
we're doing this in the value chain for people in the tourism, including the culture space, the art space. In terms of capacity building, we want to grow the minds.
Yeah.
So that moving forward, we approach tourism with a different mindset. These people who sell to tourists who come in, who want to get artifacts, who want to get a fashion from Ghana,
Yeah.
do we even know how they deal with them in terms of customer service? Body language,
Yeah.
communication skill.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we've done the research to tell how, but we are Ghanaians. We know how some of our people sell. And so we are going to take all the people in the value chain through some training next year.
Okay.
We have a target of 5 billion USD by end of 2022. We've promised the president that this is what we want to do. And so we call our ministry a business ministry.
Yeah.
And so we look at things from the business viewpoint. And so we have to do this to change the mindset of the people who sell, whether it is the ride from the aircraft, the airport. So now, you know, when you get to our airport, you don't see much of us.
No, apart from the Aquaba, thing that you see.
Yeah.
You don't see much of us. We're going to work on that next year. Even before next year, we'll be very visible at the airport.
Okay. How visible? What should we look out for?
You see at least a few LED screens.
Okay.
That will be changing from this tourist site to that tourist site. Some of our artists, and then what is happening within the week. So if this week is Afashe, you will see that on this day that the Afashe is on.
Okay.
Now, how are you involving private sector? I'm asking this question because personally, I have done a lot of tourism stuff. You know,
Meduho.
Sorry.
City. we can't talk about tourism without city.
Okay. To do what?
When I'm doing the thank yous, definitely I'll do city.
No, we don't want just thank
It's not
you.
the thank yous.
What do you want?
It is about proper partnership. I
Yes.
mean, proper support, you know, because sometimes it is frustrating. The call always comes that we need every hand on deck, you know, to promote tourism
I've
and all that.
invited you more than 5 times to my office. You never came.
Why are you saying this here? You said we are by the roadside.
Sorry.
So me too, I should say yours.
I was going to talk about tourism in your coming.
Yeah. No, but it's not late because in fact, at your call, yesterday you were in that meeting where we said we have to go and see Mark. You understand? So that is actually in the offing. We are coming to you for that. So you say when you get there, so you get there.
Yes, we get there. Yes. So in selling of tourism, you cannot do it without the private sector, especially the media, because you have the cameras.
Yeah.
You can make the places visible to the world. We, as a ministry, we don't have all these things. We can only take advantage of what you do and ride on what you do to also sell. And tourism, yesterday, Nidosi asked me on Hits FM why we're not picking people as ambassadors. And I told him that everybody's an ambassador.
Yeah.
When it comes to tourism, every Ghanaian is an ambassador.
I agree.
So we don't need to select particular people and say, you are special. If you want to volunteer and come support us for extra things, it makes sense. But the Ghanaian must understand that you should frown on artists or performers who call Ghana village. You should frown on some people who are living in the West and they take videos and say that Ghana, because they've seen glasses in the West, they call Ghana village. They look down on their own country.
Yeah.
We should frown on such people. And it should be a national agenda. Because this is what we have, and our job is to improve it. Our job is not to sell it negative to the world.
Yeah. Now, asking people to be ambassadors to support, you know, there have been conversations and concerns. You know, I'm sure you've heard of Stone Boy's concern when he went to see Papa Usu and Kuma with royalties issues and all that. What's going to happen to that? I'm asking you this because I know you have been there. You know it through and through. Mark, I don't need to explain this to you. How do we change the fortunes of these guys? Because it takes a lot of money. Look at his new single that he's released, Greedy Men. I mean, using tourism to also address serious society issues, you know, issues of national security, national interest. How do you resolve these issues?
Okay. Generally, the value chain that I spoke about, the creative people are in it. The president of this country actually went to Parliament to announce that he's given the creative arts budget to do master classes, to educate people or prepare ourselves for the new world. globalization, to be able to compete. Let's ask ourselves, how many of them come for these master classes?
No, come to be a master class there.
But knowledge is power.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here today because I went to school when I was broke.
Yeah.
So knowledge, irrespective of your mood, I think anytime you hear of knowledge, we should crave knowledge. The industry is going through some turbulence, a degree of turbulence, because people are not able to sustain their career. So you become a hit maker, maximum 10 years, you are out. And when you exit, they begin to say the industry is dead. But the time you say the industry is dead, Sarkodie is speaking a different language because he's making hits. So leadership always struggles to find a midpoint, whether it is dead or it's not dead. So you find some headlines on me saying that the film industry is not dead.
Your career is dead, or your art or something.
No, I said the film industry is not dead because Kumawood is saying the industry is dead. Amake Abrese and her people are saying it's not. Because Shirley has a 1 million deal with DSTV. She's shooting. How can Shirley say the industry is dead?
But personally, how do you feel? You know, recently we've
I'm trying to say that we must work on our culture as a people. They keep saying structure. It's not structure. Because we've given the industry Gamro. We've given the industry ASOG, which is for the film people. Go and find out what's happening there. They're in court. Is it a problem of any government?
No, but if you set up all these arms of the industry and they are not performing, who should we complain to? Because musicians and are raising issues about royalties. Other people, even the actors, in recent times, look at TT. People beg and look at what's the guy's name? Oh, the guy who is blind now. You know, I've forgotten his name.
Akwaboah.
No, not Akwaboah. The Akpache. You know what's his real?
William
Ado,
yes.
You know, and other people, even Kinabuaji Brenya, before he died, you know, people are raising serious bread and butter issues. This is tourism, because when we put stuff on the internet, it goes to the whole world. And if foreigners are looking at our old actors, I don't think there's a situation in Hollywood, you know, because we still have these people acting.
Do you know there's a perception that we don't have broke people in the West? It's not true.
No, there are broke people. In fact, there are junkies. There are terrible human beings out there.
In the arts.
You know, yes.
You know. That's why I mentioned culture.
Yes.
Do you think that we don't have bankers who have gone on pension who are broke?
We have from
but
every
you don't
sector.
hear of them because they do not think that they even have a room to come and tell the world they are broke. But because we think we are popular, we ride or creative people take advantage of the fact that I am popular, so I can take advantage of it. How many of the creative people even went into, I want to even go into my personal pension? TT was a teacher. The moment he got into acting, he stopped teaching. In the West, the Ghanaians who go and work in the West, some of them have double jobs. Some of them do 3 jobs. So in a developing country, and you are an actor, do you know this lady, Ivy Ajima? She's an actress. She works at the Bank of Ghana.
So do you think that is some kind of, for want of a better word, unnecessary sense of entitlement?
The culture must change. The culture of we are creative people. I hope you are listening. I see a guitarist. I see a bassist. The culture
and Jolene is there.
The culture of we are stars. And so we are different from the rest. If Stonebwoy comes tomorrow to tell us that the industry didn't treat him well, that's why he's broke,
God will punish him.
Good. Almost all these people today who create an impression that they didn't make money, it's false.
But Gamro must work.
See me, if I come out one day and say that the industry didn't treat me well, that's why I'm broke, I'm begging. It is false.
Yes, nature will, posterity will not
correct.
forgive you.
But because you do not know the records of some of these old people, that's why there's a perception that, oh, they didn't make anything. When they did that job, they didn't make, oh, Kofi didn't make anything. Network, your fame, is money.
Yes.
It is how you use it.
But Gamro must work.
Gamro.
Why do people, you know, take it upon themselves, create music, look at the money that...
I beg you, don't be emotional. I know you manage Kwamna at a point in time, so you're getting him, and you sing.
And Neo
I know you sing.
and
Good.
Yes.
It is not Gamro you must blame.
Who?
It is the users of the product who are not paying. Again, the performance.
But I can't go around to collect money
let
from
me land.
media houses.
Let me land. Let Ghana Airways land.
Okay.
So, so you know, I used to work at Gamro. I'm one of the founding members of Gamro.
That's why I'm asking you this.
Good. The artist goes for an interview like I've come, and instead of him to ask whether you have paid my royalties, they go and praise the media house and go and blame Gamro.
They shouldn't praise media houses.
Your job is to ask the media house to pay for your royalties. You know the case between Gamro and MTN.
Yes. Yeah.
Gamro is suing. Even last week or last week, I sat on a case between hoteliers and Gamro. We're going to take the hoteliers to court.
Yeah.
It's not easy. These hoteliers pay about 18 or 19 types of tariffs.
So why are you not taking them to court? Why must the creative suffer? You know, just because Gamro is not chasing after people who need to pay their money.
You're getting it wrong. Gamro is chasing.
Okay.
Taking money from people. You know this our Gamro thing. It is like taxation.
My producer is telling me that the time is.
It is like taxation.
Yeah.
And so even in the developed countries, it's not easy to take royalties from people.
All right.
That's why we need all of you. Don't blame Gamro. All right. You all qualify to be advocates.
Honorable, we have a couple of questions, a couple of messages here.
Okay.
Let me just quickly read that. Now in Accra is saying the Art Center, as part of an IGF, has a hall that they used to hire out for programs. With the relocation, how are they going to improve on their IGFs because there will not be such a facility at Kaukudi?
I think this question is not clear because IGF from where? Is it the people who sell? Is it the amount they pay?
No, she said that the hall
and the amphi.
Yes,
the amphitheater.
Yes,
okay.
The amphitheater, yeah. So since that it's not going to be there anymore, how are they going to raise IGF?
We know the challenge. We know what we are going into, and so we will subsidize for all of that.
Okay.
Yes.
Why is government not maintaining the art center? This is a different question. Why is the government not maintaining the art center where it is by refurbishing the center and demolishing other unapproved structures? Is the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum also going down? This isn't fair. Let's not forget the center is in the city of Accra. Thank you.
This man talking didn't see the video, I guess, of the background of the one who spoke. One, our fabrics are abstract. And the art people will tell you that when you have abstracts, that is why most of the time when you wear a top that's abstract, you need to wear a plain down.
Yeah.
So that the eye does not struggle to look.
Yeah.
Correct. You saw the shop. That's a typical art center shop. How things are arranged, like Frema mentioned. It's obvious that we need to take them through even branding, how you celebrate the environment, the shelves, the spacing, and all of that. And so this thing about, we're making it look like it was working. But the truth is that relatively, this is not
how it should be.
What we deserve. We can do better.
Okay.
And so they should believe in us that we mean well. It is to make their business better. Sometimes good things start the bad way. And if you are not aligned with the vision, you tend to think that someone has some sinister motive. But the bottom line is that they should believe in us that the motive is good. It is an agenda to make the art center better. It's an agenda to create more jobs.
Okay.
Because if this one works, it is not compulsory that we should have only just one art center.
Yeah.
Around Western Small could have its own art center.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can create more around. Okay. We agree that that one is monumental because it will go down in history as the first one in Accra.
Yeah.
But subsequently, we can create more.
Okay.
Now, are you now talking as a politician or as a concerned industry member? They believe in us parts, no? That's why I'm asking you that.
Believe in us.
Frema, it's okay. We are by the roadside. Let's leave it here.
But Frema, do you still see me as a creative art practitioner? The law won't permit me to
No, I do not, but I know that you will have a soft spot, in your heart for creative arts. Yes, and so you will not talk ordinarily as a normal politician would.
Frema and Mark are doing their own thing. No, Jolene is started by, let's enjoy some more music from Jolene.